In this video, I'm asking foreign tourists in Tokyo about the price in Japan. So, 1 week in Japan, what is your budget? How much have you spent so far on food? What? How about transport, public transport? Are you satisfied with it? Hello everyone, hey guys, 皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか。今日も可能性無限大 This is タロサックということで、今日の動画では日本は今安い国、来日中の外国人に率直な意見聞いてみたというテーマでやっていきたいと思います。円安とか国の経済力がどんどん下がってるとか、なんだかそういうあまりポジティブではないニュースばかり最近耳にしますけども、実際今でもですね、海外にいて日本人以外のみんなと日本の話をすると、日本は本当に行ってみたい国の一つ、日本これから行くよとか、日本って旅行先として本当にすごく人気だと思います。しかもリップサービスだけじゃなくて、僕実際住んでるのがオーストラリアなんですけど、旅行代理店の店先にはやっぱり一番大きく日本が旅行先として宣伝されてたりするわけですよ。で、割とみんなこのイメージ持ってるんですよね。でも日本ってすごく高いんでしょっていう。日本ってまだ高い国っていうイメージを持ってる人、これ実際多い。そうでないと言ってるわけではないですからね。ということで、今ものすごく東京たくさん外国人来てます。今日本に来ている外国人はどのぐらい予算を持ってきていて、そして日本の物価に触れてみて実際どう感じているのか。ここについてたくさん掘り下げてですね、外国人の率直な日本への意見も学べるし、同時に英語も学べちゃうインタビュー撮っていきたいと思います。僕のチャンネルでは様々なトピックに関する外国人のインタビュー動画ですとか、英語学習に関するコンセプトを毎週配信してます。見るだけで頭の中がグローバル化すること間違いなし。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。ということで今日も早速行きましょう。 Thank you very much for your help. What country are you from?From
England.
From England, I
Both
guess.
are, yeah.
From London or?
From London.
That's right, yeah.
From London.
Yeah.
Okay. London is definitely one of the most expensive cities in the world, I guess.
It is.
It
It's
is.
really expensive.
It's really expensive. Yeah?
Extortionate, yeah. It's a lot. It's
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
And so you guys from England, and how long have you been in Japan, or how long are you planning to stay here?
So I've been here for about 5 weeks now.
Okay.
And you
I got here
arrived
a
3
couple
days
of days
ago.
ago, yeah.
Okay.
But we're planning to stay until September.
Is that for holiday or?
It's a little bit. I'm writing a book.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like I'm writing a book in Japan. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so it's kind of like a
so it's a
holiday
holiday
and
yeah.
doing your stuff, yeah?
Exactly. It's a bit of both.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. Okay. In this video, I'm asking foreign tourists in Tokyo about the price in Japan. So you said you're staying here for more than a couple of months. How much do you spend in a week, let's say?
You'll be better at this.
Oh my god, that's a tough question. When I was by myself, I wasn't spending very much at all.
Yeah, what do you go out to eat?
Yeah, eating out is way cheaper.
Way cheaper than London.
Than London.
Yeah.
Way cheaper.
Okay.
Like we went out for a meal the other day and we spent like 10 quid each and we'd had like 3 drinks and
Yeah.
like tons of food. That would never happen in the UK.
Okay.
Never ever.
So how much is a reasonable lunch price in London then, in a cafe or restaurant?
Somewhere between 10 and 12 pounds.
Yeah, probably.
If you were getting a meal and a drink or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is in yen?
Oh, in yen,
we'd have to do that.
it's like 2,000 yen plus, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say almost a double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
But the pay is quite good there as well, right?
Yeah.
Not as good as in America or in places like
Yeah.
that where they get paid a lot more. But
Okay.
it's
decent.
It's decent, but it's still a very expensive.
But still, a lot.
very
Most
expensive
people
place.
can't afford to eat out.
You wouldn't be able to go out.
regularly.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to go out for lunch every day, or you wouldn't be able to go for dinner every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I live in Sydney actually. Well, I stay in Japan for quite often, but I usually stay in Sydney and it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
But as long as you work there, you can still
You get the
balance.
the wages. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the food is really cheap in Japan. And what do you think about the transportation? Is that all right?
Transportation's
pretty
great
good.
and way cheaper.
Really?
Again,
Yeah.
Great in terms of.
Clean, efficient.
You think it's clean?
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
compared to the tube.
Get yourself on the London Underground.
Oh my
It's
god,
filthy.
it's
filthy.
disgusting.
And
The
I've heard that London could be a little bit dangerous sometimes?
Every now and
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
There are
they-
bits of it are more dangerous.
Yeah,
than
there are
other bits of
areas
it.
that are definitely
Yeah.
dangerous, and the buses late at night can be really dangerous.
Oh, really?
especially for
Bus?
women. Yeah, buses are
Yeah?
like a bit of a no-go in the evening. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And I
Yeah.
think here you're much less likely to get your phone nicked or your wallet
Yeah,
nicked or
yeah, yeah.
stolen
Oh,
or-
pickpocket.
Yeah, there's a lot
pickpocket.
of like petty crime
Yeah.
in London, so
Yeah.
like
Lots of
pickpockets
lots of
and stuff
bikes
like
being
that,
stolen, that kind of
which I feel like a bit more confident here that that's not
Yeah.
going to happen.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I see many people, not many people, but when I was younger, I see some people steal umbrellas in Japan.
No way.
It's a tiny thing.
That's a
Yeah,
little-
it's a
yeah, a
tiny
little
thing.
bit
Better than iPhones and stuff like that. Okay, interesting. So the transportation is great, food is great, and you stay in a hotel or
We're staying in an Airbnb
yeah? How
Yeah.
much do you pay per night?
per night.
Or like per week?
We got a bit of a discount because we were there for like a long period of time, but I think it was about £60 a night, so
Yeah.
£30 each,
It was-
which
Okay.
is
It's less than my rent in London.
Okay, so
to stay in like
With
a
to
nice
stay in a
Airbnb.
nice Airbnb.
Right.
So what's
It's
£30?
a nice
I can't do the
AM.
math.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yes.
Me too.
Does
Yeah.
everything it needs to.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so lifestyle in Japan sounds pretty cool, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, so
much better than London.
much better than London, you reckon?
Yeah.
I want to stay here.
Okay, so the last question is going to be like this. I think still many people in the world think that Japan is such an expensive country, but I want to know how people actually stay in Japan right now feel about the price. Do you think it's quite good or still expensive?
I think it's way cheaper than London. I think it's really good.
It is really good. The only thing that's equal is coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
Coffee-
Maybe,
coffee is the same
Coffee is
price.
about the same price, but
Oh,
everything
this
else is cheaper. I think it's amazing.
Oh,
and
this is
as
interesting.
people who love drinking and eating out, it's amazing because
Yeah.
everything's cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can just do that as much as we want.
All right, this is interesting. Everything else is cheaper, but the coffee
Coffee.
somehow
Coffee.
the same stays at the same price. Okay, thank you very much. Cheers, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
very
a lot.
much.
What country are you from?
The United States.
The United States.
Same here.
Yeah. What part? Which part?
We're both from Los Angeles.
Wow. Sounds so cool, man. I'm from Los Angeles. Yeah, like that. Okay, and how long are you planning to stay in Japan? Is it for your holiday or do you live here
We are both on holiday.
Yeah.
I am here for a week.
for a week?
Yeah, and I'm out here for 2 weeks roughly.
2 weeks.
15 days-ish.
Yeah, okay. You guys seem, to be quite young. Would you mind me asking? How old are you?
I'm 22.
22?
Yeah, and I'm 21.
21. Is it kind of like a gap year sort of thing or are you taking a holiday from uni?
He actually just graduated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations.
it's my grad trip here, so
All right, okay.
trying to, get out, enjoy it as much as I can before I have to actually go to work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, sir?
It's a normal holiday for me.
It's a normal holiday.
Yeah.
What do you do?
What do I do for work?
Yeah. In the US.
I work a lot in policy.
Yeah.
Do a lot of sustainability work, environmental action, especially focusing on youth.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds smart, man.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So in this video, I've been asking foreign tourists in Tokyo about, the price in Japan. You said you're gonna stay here for a week, 2 weeks. What's your budget? Total budget?
I came here because my buddy here
Yeah.
found some really great flight deals.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
So I try to also be mindful of, being intentional with when to spend, when not to spend. So,
Okay. What's your budget?
Yeah, I think I could have been more organized. Probably somewhere around 1,200 to 1,500. We were able to get the flights, or at least I was, for 6:30 because we booked through Zip Air. Couldn't have been better. Great airline.
Yeah.
not
And then, not sponsored. And then I'm also I tried to get roughly $25-ish hostels per night. So
Yeah. Okay.
tried to limit my stay as much as I could. And, hopefully I don't spend too much here, but I like to splurge on food and,
Yeah.
maybe there's a little bit of shopping here and there. But
Okay. So 25 USD per night in the hostel. You guys stay in a hostel?
yes.
Okay, so there are actually, many people don't know, but there are actually many hostels in Japan. And if you maybe want to speak English and make a friends, foreign friends, maybe stay in a hostel. I think it's a great way to meet beautiful people like them, and they can have a chat in English, obviously, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess, because lots of my viewers learning English. They're willing to be able to speak English. So, how about food-wise? Food, is it more expensive than LA or cheaper?
Okay, so in comparison to the U.S., it's definitely much cheaper.
Much cheaper.
And I mean, the food is also, I would say, better.
Yeah.
But I would say in comparison to other parts of Southeast Asia, not as cheap, but I think coming from a Western country, it definitely is more affordable.
Okay.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah, Los Angeles is really, really expensive. Japan is generally great prices. Even when we've sort of spent up to get some like quality stuff, it still is really reasonable. And I mean, we like to eat, so we usually go for some of the nicer places, but even still, relative to Los Angeles, it'd be like we're buying a cheap meal.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
How much do you guys pay for lunch in LA, let's say? What's a reasonable price for lunch?
Well, for me, I do eat out a lot for lunch. So I would say on the lower end, probably $20.
$20 on the
US.
low end?
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
insane.
And then maybe upwards to 30
Shit.
if I'm also buying like a drink with it or two. So.
You get a Wagyu beef man in Japan.
Yeah, you can.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, transportation cheaper than US?
Well,
Do you have many trains in LA?
so Los Angeles,
That's a good question.
definitely, we don't have the same sort of public transportation.
Yeah.
We've also lived near New York, though, where it's pretty affordable there, too.
Oh.
Somewhat similar. It's still a little bit cheaper here because maybe a subway from one side of the city to the other here would be like 180 yen or something like that is what
Yeah.
we were seeing. Versus in New York, it's like $2.75, $3.
Yeah,
So like,
okay.
Per ride.
yeah, I guess it's 3 times the price, but it doesn't really feel like that when it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're just
When it's
taking
that, yeah.
public transport for $3. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
right.
That seems reasonable. But.
So last question. I think still many people in the world think that Japan is such an expensive country, but I want to know how people actually in Japan right now feel about the price in Japan. Is it quite good for what you get, or do you think it's expensive or cheap?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from the U.S., where everything is expensive to begin with, and then maybe you're in a state like California, or maybe you're in a place like New York, then it seems really reasonable and cheap here. In general, though, relative to some other countries, that might not be the case. We definitely, especially with the U.S. to yen exchange rate changing recently and being more favorable for the U.S., it's a great time to come. That's why you're seeing like, I don't know, millions and millions of tourists right now.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with my experience and how much I'm getting out of the money that I'm paying for this trip. So
It's been great,
yeah,
yeah?
it's been
Okay.
great for me.
You don't say generally cheap, but for you, it's been great. Yeah.
For Americans, yeah, it's
For
cheap.
American,
yeah.
yeah.
I would have to agree with all of that. I think context is really important, and where you're coming from, I think drastically can influence whether you believe this is more affordable or not. So, I mean, you were bringing up like, Japanese people believe it's affordable. Well, I believe that if you come from a Western country, and I mean, for us, we have like American salaries.
Yeah.
So in which case, this is a more affordable. Especially when considering like food options, transportation options. Whereas I know people here, like even Americans who do choose to become expats and live and work here, then their cost of living and like overall salary is just adjusted. So it's still, I don't think they stress about. From having conversations with our friends who are expats or who are studying and living here full time, they still think it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But again, it's adjusted to their cost of living. So
Okay. Not only the great opinion, but also we're getting great vocabulary to learn. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please enjoy your stay. What country are you from?
We are from Germany.
Germany.
How long are you planning to stay in Japan?
For about 2 weeks, you know.
For about 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay.
We're here since Wednesday.
For 3 days now.
Yes. 3 days now.
So today in this video, I've been asking foreign tourists in Tokyo about the price in Japan. What was the biggest reason to get you here?
The culture, I think.
Yes,
Yeah,
the culture, the architecture,
Architecture.
and Tokyo is really interesting because it's really big and it's proportional, really something different to Germany. Because even in our traveling, and you're still in the city, and it's uncompressible.
So true. Like I live in Sydney usually, and then if you get on a train for an hour, you're already out of nowhere.
Yes.
But here, you're still in the metropolitan area. So staying here for 2 weeks, what's your total budget?
I planned 1,000 euro, 160,000 yen.
I don't have any budget because
Because you're rich?
no, it's Tokyo or Japan. This is my dream to travel here, and there's no limit in my opinion.
Okay, so you saved quite a bit, and if you want to enjoy something, you can just spend for that. Okay, and obviously, I think the budget doesn't include the flight ticket. How much was that?
we paid for about €1,000 for each, and
Total budget for the whole holidays is like 3,000.
Yeah, 3,400, 500, something like that. How much have you spent so far on food? What did you have though in this 3 days?
I have left like 800 euros, but I go with the train and it's all costs together.
Yeah.
But 200 euros I spent.
200 euros,
for 3 days.
That's not too bad, that's not too bad.
but we love to spend our money for food in 7-Eleven because it's 24 hours, and we love the small kiosk style
Items.
Yeah,
And-
it's insanely good, isn't it?
the sandwiches.
We don't have that.
How about the transport? Like, do you think it's more expensive than your country, or?
No. So in Germany we have now a ticket which you pay monthly, and you can travel with around this country.
Yeah.
But not fast, not express trains. But here it's really cheap to get to one point to the other with Suica
Yeah, Suica. Yeah.
Suica card.
I like your accent.
And, thank you. And yes, it's so convenient to just hold your phone to the gates, and you just go through, and that's it. So we love it.
Okay.
So in Germany we pay for like 4 stations, like for one ticket 20 euros.
What?
And-
Just like a basic train.
Yeah, it's
That's
the basic-
so
and
expensive.
here we are traveled from the airport to
Narita.
Tokyo. That was like
€6.
and it was 40 kilometers.
Yeah,
It's-
quite far. Yeah,
quite far.
And it was nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Germany has a bad train
Reliability.
situation.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's not so
it's
reliable.
not so good. It's a Deutsche Bahn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not so good.
Okay. Okay.
Here in Japan, the trains are so on
Trustable,
point.
hey?
Yeah, it's insane.
Very punctual.
Yeah.
I think many people in the world have an image that Japan is really expensive country. But I want to know how people actually in Japan right now feels about the price in Japan. Is it expensive or it's cheap?
In comparison to a big city like Berlin, I think it's a bit cheaper. But one thing is the yen is not so stable at the moment, and it's more or less cheaper for us than to euro. And so
So it's a great timing.
it's a great timing. But the traveling,
I think that's like my friend. It's a bit cheaper, like Berlin.
Dankeschön.
Bitteschön.
Gerne.
What country are you from?
I'm from Thailand.
Thailand.
Yes, sure, Thailand.
And you guys staying here for holiday or do you study or
Just holiday.
just holiday?
Holiday, yes.
Okay.
Just a bit short period of time.
What is it, sorry?
Short period.
Short period of time.
Yes.
Okay, so in this video, I'm asking foreign tourists in Japan about the price in Japan, okay? So how long are you planning to stay in Japan?
Just 1 week.
Where are you planning to go?
Today we are planning to go to Shibuya.
Shibuya,
Yeah, and
okay.
Kawaguchiko tomorrow.
Kawaguchiko?
Yeah.
Near Fujisan?
Fujisan, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You don't go to like Kyoto's and stuff?
No,
Kyoto.
we plan next time.
Yeah, save it for the next time.
Yes.
Okay, it's gonna be good. So, 1 week in Japan. What is your budget? How much was the flight?
Thai baht or
Thai baht or yen.
Yen, let's
Yes.
say. Could
Okay.
you?
So I need to like.
Yeah, sorry,
calculate, yeah.
7万yen. So apart from that, what's your budget for 1 week? Two people.
people.
Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, 25万yen. Yeah, that's quite a lot.
That's our maximum.
A maximum, yeah.
Maximum price.
Yeah, okay. What do you think about the food? Do you think the food is cheaper in Japan or Thailand is cheaper?
I think Thailand is
Cheaper,
cheaper.
yes.
Yeah,
Thailand
still
cheaper.
Thailand is cheaper, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How about transportation?
I think it is same.
About-
Not
Not so much different?
yeah,
Yes,
not
it's
so much
not-
different, but because I think Japan is like convenience, more convenient for.
Oh,
for
okay, to
tourists.
go everywhere, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, I know that, like, especially like Western people come to Japan and they love Japanese food. But I know Thai food is great too. Like, I live in Sydney and Thai food is massive. So, what do you think? Do you like Japanese food?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do like Japanese food.
Yeah, what's your favorite?
I think
lot.
udon is one of my favorite. And second is sashimi.
Oh, sashimi, yeah?
Of course.
Takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
That's it.
Takoyaki.
Yeah, I love takoyaki.
Okay, is that popular in Thailand?
Actually, it's quite popular.
Oh, yeah, is it?
Yeah. And I think in Thailand we have different
Thai.
types of takoyaki. We
Thai-
like a
Thai takoyaki.
some kind like that.
Oh,
but
really?
sometimes-
Thailand is adapt a little bit for
For
Thai
small
people,
taste, yeah.
Thai people, yeah?
too easy to eat.
Ah, I see. I think still there are many people in the world who think that Japan is quite expensive country. But what do you think from the perspective of the people like you guys are actually in Japan already? Is it expensive or?
I think this compared to our the previous is cheaper now.
Compared to?
The last few years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you feel it's cheaper now?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So you're hoping that next time when you come, it's going to be cheaper and you can have more takoyaki. Is it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
It's good for me.
Okay. All right, that was good. Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ What country are you from?
Canada.
Canada.
Canada as
Canada. You guys staying in Japan for a holiday or do you live here?
We're here for holiday.
Okay. How long are you planning to stay here?
We're here for another week.
Another week, and you have been already here for
A couple days.
a couple days. By the way, I like your sensu. What is it called in English?
In English, it's a fan.
Oh, it's just a fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're from the Philippines, and
Yeah.
in
In Tagalog, we call it a pamaypay or a paypay.
Pai pai. Wow, that's wow. Okay. Well, we call it sensu anyway. That's beautiful. Okay, so for about 2 weeks in Japan, what is your total budget, including flight tickets per person?
Tickets, we spent
maybe 2,000.
2,000 Canadian dollar,
Yes.
which is
Is that
yeah,
200,000 yen?
about 200,000 yen.
How much is the hotel?
hotels around 30k, right? 30k a
30.
night.
Is that Canadian or
Oh.
yen?
No, yen. That's
Yen,
yen.
30,000 yen.
Yeah,
per night?
30k yen
Yeah,
per night.
per night.
You're staying at a decent hotel.
It's a really good hotel, yes.
You guys are rich. I'm saying a hole.
We have allergies. We need accommodation.
Okay.
So our hotel accommodates for
Gotta be a nice hotel, yeah?
Otherwise,
Oh.
you're in vacation and then you're sick. It's not a good trip. So
3万yen for hotel. That's a lot.
And we should say we're a family of 5, so that's why it's also.
Oh.
yes,
yes.
yeah, we
You're
have-
only with 2.
All right, you have your family
Yes,
together.
not
Yes,
here,
yes.
yeah.
So
That makes sense.
That's also
Yes.
why the price is also a bit
Yeah.
higher.
Okay. Do you think food is cheaper here, or
I would think so. I think it depends on where you eat. A lot of the places that we've eaten, it's a lot cheaper than what you'd get in Japan or in Canada for the same quality.
Yeah.
Or even worse quality. I think.
Yes.
in Canada? How much do you pay for lunch? And I mean, how much do you think it's a reasonable price for lunch?
Reasonable price would
Eating
in
out.
Canada standards $20,
Which is-
maybe 25 pushing it.
What's
So
that?
2,000 yen.
2,000
2,000 yen
yen.
would be a reasonable price.
Yeah, US is a bit more expensive, I guess, and Australia could be similar to your place.
Yeah.
So something like that, and Japan is like almost 50%. Like if you pay 1,000 yen,
Right.
you get a decent food.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's what we found,
How about transport, public transport? Are you satisfied with it?
Yeah, I would compare to what we have in my city, where you have to take the bus, you have to stand out in the snow,
Yeah.
you're waiting there for 10 minutes, and sometimes the bus doesn't come. It's a lot better. Subway system is really
very
great.
organized
Yeah.
here
Very
for a
organized.
lower price.
I think it depends on the country, but still there are many people in the world think that Japan is such an expensive country to visit. But I want to know how you, as a person who's actually in Japan, feels about the price.
I think getting here is expensive. Flight tickets are really pricey, and depending on the time of year that you buy them, I guess. But once you're here, I found We've done lots of shopping for clothes. We've done lots of eating out. Everything has been really reasonably priced.
If not much
We
less.
buy cosmetics for a lot cheaper than they're sold in Canada. Yeah.
Than Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even stores like Uniqlo, for example, there's a Uniqlo here and there's a Uniqlo in Canada. It's cheaper here.
Yeah, much cheaper.
And more
I found that.
Yeah. Yeah.
More options.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Sounds like you guys are having a good time in Japan.
Good time, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. はい、ということで今日はここまでですね。実際に日本はまだ高い国なのかどうかっていったところに関してここまで聞いてきましたが、もちろんいろんな国がありますから、どこの国の目線で見るかとか、どの通貨からの目線で見るかによってももちろん変わってくるのは当たり前なんですけども、アメリカと比べたらそれはとかね、イギリスと比べたらそれはっていう風には思わなかったと思うので、実際これからも思いたくないじゃないですか。でもやっぱり今世界的にもいや日本円安いから、たくさん日本に人来てるよねみたいなところはありますよね。あと今日インタビューしてて気づいたんですけど、日本円が下がってる安いみたいなところをちょっと躊躇しながら言われるのもなんか悔しい。最近こんな状況で悲観的な意見とかニュースが多いんですけども、明日仮にものすごい円高になったとて別に劇的に自分の人生が変わるわけではおそらくない。何やってんだよ国はっていう風に多席思考で現状に嘆くことほど簡単なことってないと思うんですけど、頑張った人ほど報われる可能性が高くなるというのは通貨の価値が高い国にいても低い国にいてもこれは不変の事実だと思うので、しっかり目の前にあるやるべきことに取り組んで、英語学習中の人はしっかり英語学習毎日取り組んで毎日しっかり自分をレベルアップしていきましょう。ここまでしっかりこの動画を見てくれた皆さんに超スペシャルなお知らせです。こちらの18万人以上の方が登録してくれている僕の公式 LINE で YouTube 登録者数90万人突破を記念して現在超スペシャルなオリジナル教材を2つプレゼントしております。それがこちら、総ページ数500ページ超え、制作費用も200万円以上ということでしっかりとしたコストをかけて必要な表現だけをまとめた学習教材となっております。タロサックイングリッシュプレミアム中学英文法完全解説、タロサックイングリッシュプレミアム高校英文法完全解説、こちらの2冊になります。ネイティブによる解説付きでより自然な表現が手に入る新感覚文法書であり、シンプルかつ深く学べる電子書籍です。これらの教材受け取りたいという方、この動画の概要欄の一番上にある僕の公式 LINE に来ていただいてですね、まずそちらを友達追加していただいて、プレミアム教材とこの7文字でメッセージを送ってください。他の記号とかプレミア教材とか間違えて打たないようにびっくりマークとかつけたりスペースとか入れたりコメントとか入れたりせずに、プレミアム教材この7文字だけでメッセージを送ってください。他にも6つのオリジナル教材ゲットできますので、英語を知ってるだけじゃなくて実際使えるようになりたいと本気で思う方はぜひ概要欄のリンクから僕の公式 LINE ですね、来てください。やっぱりランチ一つとっても日本とアメリカそれからヨーロッパと比べるとこんなにも価格に違いがあるんだなって、ロンドンから来たお二人も言ってましたね。何をとってもロンドンは日本よりも高い。でもコーヒーの価格だけは一緒なんです。なんで？この動画を見たことで予定通り外国人が日本の物価どう感じているか、そしてそれと同時にいい感じで単語も学べましたと。もっともっと外国人が今の日本をどう思っているのか知りたい、そう思い始めちゃってるあなたがそこにいるのであれば、見るだけで頭の中グローバル化しちゃったんだよ。最後まで見てくれた皆さんありがとうございます。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録忘れずに、高評価も忘れずに、また次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイバイ。